Hello everybody, back with another requested tier list today, and it's quite an interesting one today. As you can see here, got a request from Liam. He said to do US presidents, but by the actual haircut tier list, so I thought, yep, that's a nice unique suggestion, so I'll get that done. So, like to reiterate, I am only ranking these by the hairstyle, the haircut. I'm not ranking them by how good they were as a president or the person or anything like that. I don't know enough to even do that. This is purely off the hairstyle. I'm also just going off what it looks like in the pictures I have. Some of them are like colorized, some of them are black and white, some of them are just colour pictures to start with. So we've got a bit of a mixture, but I'm just going to be trying to rank it off what I can see here. I was also able to find a tier list where they're all labelled, which I needed because I certainly don't know all the US presidents, never mind what they look like. So, we'll get started. I believe they're also in chronological order. So, yeah, at least looking from what I know, they look like they're in chronological order, but there could be some mistakes, but I wouldn't know. So, starting off with George Washington. The first president. He's got the sort of classic longish grey hair, which you kind of, I personally think, if I think old president or even like old, like dignitary of anything, you think sort of that style, like the grey mid-length hair. I think, it's not bad. So he got him off to a decent start. I'd say an A tier. Then we have John Adams. As you can see, the first few sort of have a similar sort of that mid-length grey hair as I mentioned. John Adams, I think, it's not as good. It's sort of receded a bit more at the front. The sides just don't look as sort of neat and cut as well. But, it's not terrible. I think it's a D tier. Then we have Thomas Jefferson. Again, sort of the grey, but a bit shorter this time. Still, got a decent amount of hair going. Pretty standard, I think. I'd say straight down the middle in C tier. Then we have James Madison, again with a longish grey, but this is more sort of, on this picture at least, it's more like combed and styled as such. As well as the other ones are looking a bit more rough and loose. This is definitely more a hairstyle rather than just how your hair is. I think it's not bad. I'd say another B tier. Then we have James Monroe. This one is the first person who isn't grey. He's got sort of black, kind of slick back hair. Definitely balding a bit at the front, but not great. Got a bit of a widow's peak coming on. Looks a bit just sort of scruffy at the back. Yeah, for me, it's not the best looking, is it? I'd say another D. Then we have John Quincy. This guy's the first of where it's looking like they've gone pretty considerably bald. They do have a bit of hair at the back looking like, but they're looking pretty majorly bald, to be honest. So yeah, I think if you don't really have much hair, you're not doing well on a hairstyle tier list, are you? I think F tier. Then we have Andrew Jackson. This one is, got the grey hair again. Seems to have like really thick hair, sort of like it's kind of standing up. It's also receding at the front, getting the widow's peak coming in. But he's got some volume to it. I'd say it's a C tier. Here we have Martin. Another one that's pretty bald, especially on the top, but he's sort of got the typical old man where it's still on the sides, the grey on the sides and back, but bald on the top. I think, yeah, it's not the best. It's a bit puffing out of the sides, a bit curly. But, it's kind of a classic old man style, and it bald at the top with grey around the outside. I think can go into E tier. Then we have William. This is like his first sort of shorter haircut, I guess. Is that, it's certainly just like short, pretty standard, kind of like a modern day haircut, kind of like just short all overish, but not like shaved, but short scissor cut. You know, bald at the front a bit as well, got the widow's peak coming, but you know, his hair looks pretty thin as well. A darker grey, I guess, but you know, these colourised pictures, you never know how accurate they are or whatever. As well, gotta bear that in mind. But I think this is, yeah, it's fine. I think it's a C tier. We have Tyler. This is another one that's not really looking that styled, sort of. He's definitely going very bold at the front, and then like the back is sort of just dark grey / black, bit scraggly. Yeah, not the most styled thing. I think. Yeah, it's not great, is it? I think it's another F tier. Then we have Polk. This one is sort of a long grey again, but it's looking like more slick back, sort of a bit more combed, a bit more under control. You know, I got the bald at the front again, but you know, a lot of presidents are pretty old, aren't they? So they're not going to have the best hairline probably. But yeah, I don't think this one's bad. I'd say it's a B tier. There we have Zachary Taylor. This one's definitely, he's got full head of hair going, but it's sort of it's looking a bit like unkempt, a bit just rough. Not much style to it. It's sort of just, yep, this is my hair. There's also onto a black and white pictures, and also in terms of colour, it does look pretty grey, but like I said, it's a black and white picture, so it's hard to tell. Could be just like blonde or light brown or something, but yeah, kind of just looks alright, you know. It's like a, not really a hairstyle, it's just he's got hair, it's kind of rough, but it doesn't look terrible. I think it's fine, to be honest. Yeah, I'd say it's B actually. I don't mind that. It looks okay, you know, just sort of looks a bit rough, looks like he's not too bothered. But yeah, it's still fine. We have Fillmore. Again, this looks like a bit of a shorter and more styled one. It looks a bit grey again. He's still got the hair though, he's not going as bald. It kind of looks like, you know, a more standard sort of haircut, like bit short all over, but nothing ridiculous. I'd say a C tier haircut. Then we have Pierce. This looks like he's got black hair or brown hair, dark brown hair. It's kind of like a bit sort of slick back, but it's like wavy. Kind of looks like maybe even you can see a modern person having the sort of like, you know, longish wavy hair, slick back a bit. I think, yeah, I do quite like it. It's got a little bit of like a fringe coming on almost. So just going off that picture, I think, and for a present, because they don't have the best selection to choose from in terms of hairstyles, really, I don't think. I'd say for a president, that's an S tier. Then we have Buchanan, another victim of the balding heavily at the front. Sort of got the, you know, just unkempt at the back again, pretty bald at the front, looks grey. I think he does look not as bad, not too bad. I don't think it's bottom tier, but it is pretty poor, so we'll put it in E. Then we have Lincoln. We've got a presidential beard arriving now. I think that's the first one with a beard on the picture. You know, sort of one of the more well-known presidents as well. He has the black hair. He has like the beard, which, you know, in modern days lots of people have sort of bigger beards now as well. They're a bit popular. Hair is sort of just like medium short length black, not too styled, but you know, not just completely random. It's an alright look. I'd say it's another A tier, you know. Classic president, classic look sort of thing. Yeah, not bad. Then we have Johnson. Got sort of longer hair again. A bit like, sort of kind of like a bob almost even. It's like definitely cut to that length and like combed, kept in shape, kept in style. Looks greyish again, but hard to tell in a black and white picture. I think yeah, I think he's looking fine. I think he's just a C tier. Then we have Ulysses. Another one with a beard, but a sort of shorter beard. His hair is, yeah, again, that sort of pretty short hair. His hairline's, starting to go, but it's still there, he's still holding on. I think, pretty decent. It's just kind of a bit short on the sides, maybe. The originator of the short back and sides, maybe. Probably not. But I think, yeah, it's not a bad haircut. I'd say you can go B. Then we have Rutherford B. Hayes. Another magnificent beard this time. In terms of hair, it's it's starting to go again at the front a bit, going a bit bald. It's got sort of the bit of a side parting on. Kind of bit of length, but not too long. I think the beard's a lot better than the hair, but the hair, I guess the beard's kind of part, but the beard and hair together, sort of, it's fine, I guess. I think a C. Then we have Garfield, another one with a beard, another victim of the bald at the front, but he does have it a bit shorter at the back, which I think looks a bit better, sort of, if you're going bald and you don't want to shave it all off, keep it a bit shorter does tend to look a bit better in my opinion. But, he's definitely got the big forehead on him, and if you look at it, his hairline's receded a lot. Let's say a D. Then we have Chester Arthur. This guy's rocking just a moustache. In terms of haircut, I think this is quite a decent one. Again, it's like a bit shorter, but not like shaved, obviously. It's like a bit longer on top, short at sides. Looks kind of like another short back and sides job. Might have a bit of sideburns going on, which I guess I'm not the biggest fan of, but it's hard to tell in this picture. But the haircut, I think that's pretty decent. I think you could get away with that in a modern day, to be honest, that sort of haircut. I'd say it's an A tier. Then we have Grover Cleveland. Again, another moustache wearer. Hair is looks black, I guess, or brown. But it's hard to tell. It's a very dark picture, is this, in the background. It's sort of a combed hairstyle again, sort of. It's been styled like the older ones. They're all looking like they've all, presentable for a picture now. Where the older ones are probably like, probably not even a picture, or they were initially a painting or something. But this one, I think it's sort of a standard, fine haircut. Mid-length, sort of combed back, not going too old. Hairline's still there. I think C. We have Benjamin. Got another beard. Looking very grey on this picture, but for how grey he is, still kind of got his hairline going. It's kind of shortish again, with looking like a side part. The actual hair itself, yeah, I think it's not bad again. Beard's looking nice and trimmed as well. The hair, yeah, looks fine. It's sort of just the side part, kind of shortish hairstyle. Pretty decent. I'd say he's A tier. Then we have Grover Cleveland for his second time. Again, you see here, he's still got the moustache. I don't even know if I should rank. I'll rank him again. He's on the list. His hairline's gone back a bit from the first picture, but yeah, pretty similar again. I think Grover Cleveland, the second time round, we'll put him in D2. I say he's gone down. He's got worse in it. Aged a bit over the years. Hairline's gone a bit back. We'll bump him down a tier. You have McKinley. This one looking like a shorter sort of hairstyle. Looks grey. Clean shaven. No moustache or beard. First one in a bit that's had that. Looks kind of short. Looks like he's maybe balding. Not the best picture either, but I don't think it's terrible, but I don't think it's great either. I think an E tier. We have Theodore Roosevelt. Actually got some glasses on this person. I think that's the first one with glasses on, but that's not part of the hairstyle. Got the moustache again. In terms of the hair, it's yeah, it's not bad again. It's like a sort of shorterish, bit longer on top. Looks fine. You know, more acceptable modern style. It's not bad. I think it's a B tier. We have Taft, another moustache haver. Hair is a bit longer on top, but you know, not like going over his ears, but he does have some length on top. Looks like it's got sort of the part in the middle, starting to recede a bit, but yeah, it's not bad again. Say, what would I say? I think it's a C tier. It's sort of fine. You have Woodrow Wilson. Again, a more shorter one, sort of. Looking pretty grey, starting to go bald a bit, but not terrible. The hairstyle is sort of, you know, standard, shortish, just what you know, standard sort of hair. I think it's kind of fine. He's starting to go bald a bit, but he's hanging on. I'd say he can go in D. We have Warren G. This is, again, it's looking a bit shorter again, but the hairline seems to be a bit better. It could even be tied back, but it's hard to tell in this picture. But I'm looking, it looks kind of like short and grey. I think, yeah, it looks alright in that picture. Just judging off the hair, I'd say B. Here we have Coolidge. Looks to have quite the large forehead, so I assume his hairline's receded a bit. It's not the best picture again to judge hairstyle off. It's looking like there's a very bright light to the right, making the picture not the best, but there we go. Looks to be kind of shortish, but you know, not much going on. It's hard to see, you know, it's not the best picture. So, you know, the picture's done a bit dirty, so put a bit easy. I don't have much to go off. Then we have Hoover, Herbert Hoover. It's got sort of, you know, short hair again. It's got the part in at the side. I think, yeah, it's not a bad look. You know, clean. We're back to clean shaving again. I'd say, what would I say? I think it's not bad. I'd say it's a B. We have Franklin Roosevelt. Sort of bit shorter one again. It's like it's even shorter over the ears, like it's kind of oldie timey short back and sides. Looks a bit grey. But yeah, I think it's not a bad look, to be honest. I'd say a B again. Then we have Truman. Sort of got the grey, we've got glasses again. Well, that doesn't really matter for the hairstyle again, like I said. Got the sort of grey looking-ish, sort of combed back more. Got a bit of a part at the side. It's got sort of, I think the hairline's definitely started to recede, but it's not terrible. But it's not looking great either. I think put it in D tier. Now we're on to the coloured pictures, so can have a bit of a better judge, to be honest. But starting off with someone who doesn't have much hair, we've got Dwight Eisenhower. Yeah, I mean, it's looking pretty bald. We might have a little bit in the back, but yeah, he's not rocking much hair, is he? I think it's pretty poor. Go in the bottom tier, pal. Then we have JFK. You know, one of the younger presidents, so you know his hairline's still looking good. He's got that side parting in, bit longer on top, short at the sides. I think, yeah, it's just sort of a classic haircut. You could definitely still look that today, and you'd be happy enough with that. I think it's good, especially for a president. I think that's another S tier. You have Lyndon B. Johnson, LBJ. This is a very sort of slicked back look. He's got the black hair, starting to go grey on the sides maybe. Definitely balded at the front. Yeah, I don't think it's the best look. I think these coloured ones though, it's easier to tell what it's like, so maybe these are going to get judged a bit harsher. But yeah, I don't think that's looking great. I'd say an E tier. They have Nixon. yeah, sort of just a pretty standard sort of combed brown mid-length hairstyle. Starting to go bald a bit at the front, but not too bad. I'd say, yeah, it's pretty fine, you know. Sort of just a haircut I'd associate with kind of an old man, I guess, a bit, you know. Not too old, you know, they haven't gone grey yet, but an older man, let's say. I think it's fine. It's just a standard C. We have Joe Ford. We've got sort of maybe a light grey going on, or maybe he's got a bit of brown left in him. Hairline's definitely receded, but I think like got the foreheads on show, it's big. Yeah, it's not the best look, I don't think, you know. Could have maybe got a bit shorter with the hair he had left. But it's not an absolute train wreck, so we'll put him in. Then we have Jimmy Carter. I think this is not bad, to be honest, you know. He's gone grey, he's clearly, you know, looking a bit older, but in terms of his hair, it's decent, you know. Starting to go a bit, but not too bad. Decent length, you know. Got the side part going. Yeah, I don't think that's bad, to be honest. I'd say B. Then we have Reagan. Sort of the, you know, combed back, black hair, thick hair as well, you know. She's got a lot of hair. Kind of like, reminds me of Vince McMahon a bit, that haircut, you know, sort of the combed, slick back, thick hair. I think, in terms of the actual, just the haircut, yeah, it's decent, to be honest. For a president, you know, he's got the hairline still looking good, he's not going bald, he's got the black hair, it's combed back, it's got a style. I think it's decent trim, I'd say, yeah. Then we have George Bush Senior. This is, yeah, it's a bit standard again, starting to go bald, sort of. He's got the side part, but, you know, shortish. Bit of another sort of standard haircut, you know. I think it's not terrible, but not great either. I'd say, I think it's a C. It's just a standard cut. Then we have Clinton. Another one with sort of thick hair, another like sort of combed back / up hair, a lot of it on the top. Hairline's there, you know, you have the grey hair, but I feel like, you know, he kind of suited the grey a bit. Had a lot of it, you know, thick hair, slicked up again. Not slicked up, but like combed up. Yeah, it's a decent look, I think. Another A. Then we have Bush Jr. Yeah, it's kind of pretty standard again, you know. His hairline's held up decently. Bit of a, you know, style, it's combed, mid-length. Yeah, but nothing to say really. A lot of the more recent ones have sort of had just this kind of hair, like mid-length, fine. Yeah, it's hair. So, I do think that looks decent though, I think. I think we'll fill out the C tier with him. Then we have Obama. First black president, you know, has the short hairstyle. The hairline looked good. You know, kept it sort of just short, not much going on. But I think it did look good, kind of suited him. Picture there, yeah, looks fine, looks decent. You know, definitely, well, it is a modern haircut, you know, we're only in last decade, but yeah, I think it's fine, I think it's done, it's good, it's an A tier. Then we have Trump, who is the last one on this list, but, you know, I'll rank Biden as well, just tell you where he'll go, but Trump, you know, was known for having bad hair, weren't he, a bit, it's one of his criticisms, but, yeah, I think this picture doesn't look as bad, but because, I think he's known for wearing sort of a wig in here a bit. Well, there's rumours, I don't know if that's true, and then, you know, he's got like the really thinning, sort of, floppy hair, like it blows about, but, you know, the hairline's not bad, it's not going bald, it still look like it. I think, not terrible, but pretty poor. I'd say D tier. And then if Biden was on the list, you know, he has like he's definitely going bald. He's got pretty grey, but, you know, it's grey, but he keeps it shortish. I think Biden, depending on the picture, could be D or E tier. It depends if it's a good picture of him or not. So, there we go. That are my US presidents ranked by their hair. Reminder, this is only by the hair and off these pictures. This is not, do I think they're a good president or anything. So please don't get offended if I've ranked a great president low down. It's just because I don't like the haircut. And maybe even it could just be a bad picture of them as well. The picture could have done them dirty. But if you enjoyed this, feel free to like the video. If you want to see your tier list be made like this one, all you have to do is put a request in the comments and I might get it done. I hope you've all enjoyed this different type of tier list, and thank you for watching. Goodbye.